According to the IRS, the #1 crime in America today is identity theft. True story. Do you know 3 people who have not had their identity stolen? Guess what? The statistics say that 1 in 4 Americans will fall victim to some form of identity theft. Now, go congratulate your 3 friends who got off easy. Am I telling you this just to make you paranoid? Kick the covers all night? Hardly. I bring good tidings, because you know me, you can beat the odds. If I fail you, I have a $5 million guarantee in place to put your life back together. Yes, it does feel a bit like a superpower, but I refuse to wear the tights. Seriously though, identity theft is no laughing matter. Let me protect you before it happens. CFRN.net/legal shield. You can thank me later. Your peace of mind is waiting at CFRN.net/legal shield.
So the odds makers in Vegas said, there's no way this guy's going to make 5 videos 5 days in a row. I mean, the bid-ask spread was so great, I had to have a piece of the action. No, I'm kidding. You know what? Today wasn't quite as stellar as some of the days, so I wanted to show you that, not every day's paradise. There is reality in the world of trading. Tons of it. So real quick, I'll just run through what happened, and then you'll be able to make your decision, because this will be the end of the 5-day trial, which started Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tomorrow's Good Friday. There is no Globex tonight. However, I got it backwards. Sunday night, there will be Globex. And so if you're on the trial Sunday night, you will get the Concierge Trade Alerts. Exactly the opposite of what I had told you all week, but I cleaned it up partially on the radio today when I told you that there would be Globex Sunday night, but I also boo-booed and told you there would be Globex tonight. No Globex tonight. Okay? Okay. So, last night when we sent out the alerts, and because there's always somebody in the crowd that goes, nah, I wonder if that's really what he sent out. And I don't mind. I don't blame you. I'd feel exactly the same. So let me just show you. And then we don't have to wonder, right? Okay, today's Thursday. We got a partners workshop coming up here, so I have to move really quick. Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Take a screenshot, write them down, hit pause, however you want to do it, okay? Okay. Now, this is how we do it. Okay. S&P 500, we said to consider selling 2337. On the first pass, now, you have already figured out that when I said earlier in the week that it's not a theory, it's not an idea, it's a fact, that important prices in important areas are almost always tested. Here's evidence. Again, the first move down was good for 5.25 points. The second move down was good for 6.75 points. Now, this didn't pull back quite far enough to qualify as a trigger for a third trade, or, man, we'd have had a big one on our hands. Now, once guys become comfortable with this methodology, we got guys that would have caught that, okay? But we're not going to count it here because it didn't follow the rule, didn't get above the trigger, all right? So 5.25, 6.75. Anybody that's ever traded the S&P knows if you can just take 2 points a day out of the S&P, that's a really good way to earn a living. But this is not a bad way either. Okay? Now, during the radio show today, I had said yesterday, guys, typically the markets rally into a holiday, especially the Easter holiday. And so we thought this was the beginning of that rally. But then when we hit this weekly trading zone for this week, and we consolidated for 4 hours, 2 of those hours being half hours being a doji, I'm like, I don't know. Then we come back down through the trigger, and I go, uh-oh, here we go. Leg, retrace, another leg. Where do we close the week? Right inside of the weekly trading zone, 2327/28. These numbers were sent to our partners and everyone on the trial Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. If you signed up throughout the week, you got the numbers whenever you signed up for the trial. Okay? So how can I tell you a number at 6:15 a.m. Eastern and then have it be right where the market closes on a Friday or a Thursday 4 days later? Magic, voodoo, deal with the devil? No, none of that. It's called time in the market, experience, learning how to read the chart like a newspaper, and pretty soon things start to fall into place. That's where we differ from the other folks. Instead of just throwing some indicators at you and maybe, a PDF with some instructions, what we do is we actually teach you how to trade. That's why we have a 90-day mentoring program. It's actually 95 days. The first 5 days are free. After 5 days, you decide, dang, I would like to be a part of that. And so then you sign up for the mentoring program. Okay? All right, we got to run. Let's go to the Dow. We said to sell 20. How did I get that so wrong? That definitely needs a 2 in there. Okay. We said to sell 204.95. First move down was good for 35 points. Important prices, important areas, 37 points. And the third one was 79, and then it pulled back, but not quite far enough, and it went even lower. Okay? Soybeans, we said to buy 9.52 when we sent the email out last night at 8 o'clock. First move was good for 2 points. Second move was good for 6.5 points. Soybeans pay $50 a point, just like the S&P. Most people would have been stopped out with all their profit right along here. But if you were trailing at a distance behind the BBC, you might have actually got the 7.5. But now, remember, because we trail our stop, we never get out at the swing high or swing low. We always leave a little something on the table. Leave a little something for the next guy. It's called good karma. All right, on gold today, nothing super duper happened other than we went from zone to zone to zone. And then we tried real hard to go back to the zone, and then we closed the week inside of the weekly zone. And yes, these would be the same zones that I sent out to the partners Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. Okay? All right, let's bounce to the bonds. On the bonds, we said to consider selling 153.12. No. Is that right? If that's right, this is wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. We said to buy. Now let me show you. We said buy 154.04. See it? The ZBM7. Okay. So the first move was good for 6 ticks times 31.25 per tick. It's 180 bucks per contract. Next move was good for 5 ticks. That's over $150 per contract. And then this one, you got stopped out. And if you took the short side, you got stopped out. That's the truth about trading. People who tell you they got an indicator, an oscillator, a guru, some funny way of looking at the sun that will prevent you from getting stopped out, they will take every dime you have before you get to Wall Street, and you won't ever get to even place a trade. Alright, what else we got in our kit bag? NQ. NQ, we were looking to buy 53.77. That was good for 5 points times $20 per point per contract. Got back below the trigger, triggered on the short side, good for 12 points at $20 per point. And then we tested the upside again. 22 points times $20, 440 bucks per contract. And then after the radio show, look what it did. Came over here, important prices, important areas. Sure enough, from 67 down to 47.50. So that makes it 19 and a half. 19.5 times $20 per point. This is how we do it, day after day after day. So that's the NQ. Better look at gold. Gold was a little lackluster today. You got stopped out on the long side a couple times if you weren't careful. And if you traded on the short side, you made a whopping $120 per contract. Now, 2 days ago, we made $1,600, or the trade was worth $1,600 per contract. Depends upon where you got out and took your profits. But the market made $1,600 per contract available. So, after you have big days like that, you're going to have consolidation days. Just part of trading, you know. Unfortunately, not everybody tells you that. And so you develop unrealistic expectations about what the market can and will do, and that's a bummer. So we stray away from all that. On the Russell, we wanted to be buyers at 61, sellers at 54. $61 was a stop out. Selling 54, good for $140 per contract. Good for $140 per contract. And this one, let's see, we sold 54 and we got down to 43.8. So it would be 44, so that would be 11. It'd be $225 per contract available. That doesn't seem right. Okay, I'm gonna go longhand on this. 1354. If I can find a calculator. 1354 minus 1343.80. 1343.8 times $50 per point. $510. Now that sounds a little more like it. $510 per contract available. And so that's it. That's the whole shooting match. It's been an incredible week. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope, you know, whether you traded in the simulator or whatever you did, I hope it was beneficial. And I really hope you decide that the Concierge Trade Alerts are something that should be a part of your daily life. Even if you don't actually trade the alerts themselves, maybe you got your own methodology. You got your own mojo. You got your own thing, whatever it is. And you do it, and you do it quite well. Imagine if you just had this as a backdrop, just to kind of, because when you subscribe to the Concierge Trade Alerts, you get into the live training room every day. You get to use our indicators. You get to come to the workshop on Thursday night, like we're getting ready to have in 20 minutes. You have access to over 1,000 hours of training and live trading videos in the members area of the website. And you have something you won't get anywhere else: unlimited access to as much one-on-one mentoring as you need. If you need 2 sessions a week, you got it. Eventually it'll be 1 a week, and then it'll be 1 every 2 weeks, because come on, trading's not easy, but we've done our very best to make it simple. So there's really only so many questions that you can ask, but as many times as you ask them, we'll be Johnny on the spot to answer them. emini.cfrn.net. That takes you to a magical place. How magical? Let me show you. emini.cfrn.net. Okay, baseball guy, right here, go straight to the $1 for 5 days trial. Click here. No automatic rollover. Includes access to the live trading room. Okay, this is it. End of the week, because tomorrow's Good Friday. Now, I know some people only go to church on Christmas and Easter, which means I'll see every one of you in church on Sunday. Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is Dwayne. I hope you have a great evening, and I hope you have a great Easter weekend. I hope you have time to spend with your family and to really reflect on what the meaning of Easter is all about. You see, the virgin birth, that's pretty miraculous, okay? But what happened on Resurrection Sunday, there's no other religion in the world that lays claim to that. If you go dig up Buddha's grave, you'll find his bones. Muhammad, same thing. Christ, the tomb was empty. Nobody else has that. I also ask you to pray for the people who will be in St. Peter's Square on Sunday. Pope will be there, along with 250,000 people, as he delivers his traditional Easter address. I'm not going to say any more. I'm just going to ask that you pray for the safety of everyone there. All right? God bless you. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you Sunday night at the Globex Open when I send out the Concierge Trade Alerts, if you're a subscriber. If you're not, well, I guess this is Toodles. Take care.